Centerville improvements, Route 6 and the Sagamore Bridge, back to school, and mooring waitlist openings, all on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, August 27th, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. Barnstable residents now have a chance to get on a mooring wait list. 50 names will be added to the Cotuit Town dock list, 50 to Cotuit Cordwood, 25 to Timms Cove, 25 to West Bay, 50 to West Bay Flats, and 50 to Ryefield. Names will also be added to Old Farm Road on Lake Wacquaquet. Entries for the lottery will be accepted from today until 4:15 p.m. on Friday, September 21st. The lottery drawing will take place at 10 a.m. on Thursday, September 27th at Town Hall. Contact the Marine and Environmental Affairs Division for more information. The Centerville Civic Association has been talking traffic, specifically in and around the busy Route 28 corridor. Town Council President Fred Chirigotis said that during the Civic Association's annual meeting, that roadway as well as the businesses in the area were a hot topic.
The speed limit, it's 50 miles an hour there. There's a daycare center right close to the Bell Tower Mall. I mean, there are just so many things that are on that road. It could be a much better thriving commercial area. But we need to be able to figure out the best use of all of the properties on both sides. And then, yeah, you're exactly right. People who enter and exit those things by taking a left-hand turn really put themselves in harm's way. It's a dangerous situation for everybody. So we need to figure out a way to make that safe or reconfigure the traffic pattern. I mean, whatever is necessary to make sure that we're safe and that we can enjoy the businesses on both sides. The other part of that is that the zoning, many of those businesses are grandfathered and don't fit with today's zoning. So we need to adjust the zoning so that things like office space and retail, those what type of office space, what type of retail, whether you're going to have a dentist's office or a business office, or I'm sure that the owners on both sides don't want to lose the stores that they have, but if they turn them into offices, then under current zoning, they may not be able to reopen them again. So the other thought that people have is, could some of the properties be used for residential purposes? Could you have condos or apartments above rental space?
The Centerville Civic Association held its meeting during Old Home Week earlier this month. When students head back to school at Cape Cod Community College this September, they'll notice some changes on campus, specifically some renewable energy projects. College Communications Director Michael Gross says one project is a rather unusual wind turbine.
People normally see the sort of propeller-driven windmills that we think about as wind generators. And there are some, and in fact, here in Mashpee, where I live, over at our community fields, our playing fields, there are some wind generators that are vertical. They spin around a bit like trying to think of a top really that's on its side. There are 3 panels, and in this case, there are actually 3 of these smaller units set into a structure that'll put them on top of our gymnasium. It won't be very, very tall. As a matter of fact, I don't believe it'll be seen at all from the road as you go by, but it'll be high enough so that our students will be able to use it in our programs and our classes. These will spin vertically, and each will then spin around, kind of rotating a bit like the old-fashioned windmills that you see on farms, but if they were turned vertically. They are very unusual in that they're around the world. You actually will see them in areas where a huge turbine isn't practical. In our case, they will be on top of the gym. Really neat. It offers the opportunity for our students to learn about wind energy, also in combination with the solar panels, because the gymnasium building right next to it, our facilities building, will have a roof covered with solar panels. So part of all of this is showing the integration of different types of renewable energy, and our students will get a chance to learn from.
Solar panels are also in place on campus, including some new elevated panels placed in some of the school's parking lots. It's back to school for Barnstable students as well. This week, teachers will head to their classrooms to set up for orientation. Superintendent Dr. Mary Chakowski says the school is doing things a bit differently this year.
Teachers would come in at 8 in the morning and into our Performing Arts Center, and rather this year they're going to go to their classrooms and they're going to have time to set up, as well as their staff meetings in the morning. And then we'll have our opening remarks at the Performing Arts Center at 12:30, and our town manager, Tom Lynch, will be speaking, along with our chair of our school committee, Patrick Murphy, and myself, and Brooke Stites, the president of the Teachers Association. And then after some opening remarks and some setting of priorities, we're going to then move over to our Astro Park for a big cookout. There will be approximately 800 employees, which includes all of our teachers, our support staff, our bus drivers, our custodial maintenance staff, our school nurses, and we're going to have sort of a celebration. And I know that probably some of our staff have never seen the Astro Park, so this is going to be a great opportunity. So we've been planning for this during the summer. We're looking forward to the kickoff. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day, so we're very excited.
While teachers go back this week, students are free until September 4th. Dr. Chakowski has some advice for parents and students to consider prior to the first day of classes.
Certainly to have conversations with their children about the back to school and making sure that they've got their appropriate materials that they need. I know a lot of schools have been moving towards utilizing iPads. We're in the process of doing something similar, but we've got to work on our infrastructure around our wireless networks. But, once again, I think parents ought to make sure that students get enough rest. That, once school starts, they're back into a routine, back into a structure. And I certainly encourage parents, the homeschool communication is so important. Communicating with their teachers. If things are, parents have concerns, I think it's important that they start the process with the teacher and certainly work up through the process if they still have unresolved issues. But, have conversations about what's happening with your children. We're going to be having a new website, and we're encouraging teachers to be posting assignments on the website so parents can check, see what's happening in classrooms, see the kind of work that their children are engaged in, and have conversations with them. I think it's so important, for parents to have that homeschool connection. And we've got a great parent support group in our community. Parents have been very, very, when I look at our back-to-school nights and I look at the number of events that we hold, our PTAs, they're very, very active in our schools, and I just think it's important for parents to maintain that open communication with the school.
Again, school begins here in Barnstable on Tuesday, September 4th. Barnstable will now be able to put some money aside for future wastewater needs. Last Wednesday, Governor Deval Patrick signed a Senate 1065, an act establishing a sewer construction fund for the town of Barnstable. The town council has endorsed this trust in the past. The full text of the act can be viewed online at mass.gov. Funds for the sewer construction fund will come from local options rooms taxes in Barnstable. We'll hear more about that fund when Finance Director Mark Milne joins us on Barnstable This Morning this Wednesday. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.